Hello and welcome back to the channel. So before we get into today's topic, I want to take a second to thank everybody for making the Wenwu video just absolutely blow up. I love the fact that everyone was able to come into the comment section and basically agree to the same thing, which is that Tony Leung is a fantastic actor and he definitely needs more roles out here in the West, and he definitely needs to come back to essentially play the Mandarin again in a future MCU movie. Now, for today's video, we are going to be talking about the city of Ta Lo and how its masters not only failed Wenwu, but they also failed in their roles of protecting our realm from the Dweller in Darkness. So Wenwu started off as the most dangerous man on Earth. He started off as basically the Mandarin. He was on a quest to obtain the ultimate power. The ultimate power that would give him the control of the entire planet that he sought. And that ultimate power, he believed, lied in Ta Lo. However, the man who arrived at Ta Lo and the man who left Ta Lo are two completely different people. And I feel as though the masters of Ta Lo should have been able to see this. However, they allowed their fear to essentially guide them and turn him away. The perfect illustration of this fear is definitely in the character of Guangbo. Guangbo's character definitely illustrates how the fear of the man that Wenwu was really led them down the darkest path to the situation that they were currently facing. Because would Wenwu living in Ta Lo had been such a horrible decision? At that point in time, when Wenwu decided to leave Ta Lo with Ying Li, he was a completely changed man. He had essentially turned his back on the power and the violence and had chosen love. If the people of Ta Lo had allowed Wenwu and Ying Li to live inside of Ta Lo, his enemies would have never been able to find him. He would have disappeared off of the face of the planet. He would have been able to raise both Shang Chi and his sister in relative peace without having to worry about his wife's death. She would still be alive and she would have never have been killed. As a direct result of that, the Dweller of Darkness would have never have been able to get its claws into Wenwu when he decided to put back on the 10 rings and go out for revenge. However, that peaceful life in Ta Lo was never meant to be. He left, him and Ying Li. They returned back to the compound of the 10 rings, and they lived in relative peace for a long time. They had Shang Chi, they had his sister, and they had their love. But the fear of the person that Wenwu used to be, the fear of the most dangerous man on Earth, the fear of Master Khan, the fear of the last Khan, the fear of the Conqueror, the fear of the man who possessed the 10 rings still existed. And his enemies remembered all the loved ones that they lost, all the men that were basically killed and slaughtered by him in his darkest time, and they wanted their revenge. And they came to that compound when he was gone, and they killed his wife. And in his wife's death, he reverted back to the man that he used to be. He became the most dangerous man on Earth again. He went out and he crushed his enemies, and the Dweller of Darkness preyed on his mind. It used his anger, his yearning for his wife, and it set him on Ta Lo. And he ended up right where it all began, at the gates of Ta Lo, in front of elders who shunned him and wanted to turn him away. And he burnt the city, and he destroyed the Black Gate, and he released the Dweller in Darkness. And then the truth was revealed. He would never be able to save his wife. His wife was gone, and he had abused his son, and he had pushed away his daughter, and he had burnt the village and the people that she had loved. And so he gave the rings to Shang Chi, and he chose to die, to be with her in the afterlife. But none of that ever needed to come to pass. If the elders had had the foresight that Ying Li had, if they had been able to see the man that Wenwu was going to be able to become, they would have welcomed him with open arms, and the tragedy that befell Ta Lo would have never happened. But yeah, that's the video, talking about Wenwu and why it is that the elders of Ta Lo failed him and Ying Li and almost failed their charge in protecting our realm from the Dweller in Darkness. If you enjoyed this video, hit me with a like, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.